Welcome. This is Kali Linux. Kali Linux is an operating system which provides invaluable resources for penetration testing. This operating system can be used to test the strengths and weaknesses of a network or device. As shown here, Kali is being run in a virtual machine using VMware's workstation player. The task for this tutorial will be to install Kali Linux as a VM using VMware's workstation player. To complete this task, it will be necessary to download. First, go to any search engine and search for Kali Linux. Kali.org is the correct domain name. Click the link with this domain name. At the home page, select the Downloads tab found at the top of the page. Select either 64 or 32-bit version of Kali Linux and click the hypertext labeled ISO file. This will begin the download. Next, search for VMware Workstation Player. Select the link with the domain of vmware.com. To the left, select the tab labeled Downloads. Navigate over to the column labeled Free Product Downloads and select Workstation Player. Next, select the appropriate download for whether you're using Windows or Linux machine. This will begin your download. To check whether your main operating system is a 64 or 32-bit, select the Home button at the bottom left, then select Settings, select System, and select About. This information will be listed under System Type. There will be some necessary tools and services to perform this task. To perform the task, it will of course be necessary to have a computer or a laptop. Peripherals, such as mouse, keyboard, are also going to be required. You will need internet service from an internet provider which can be reliable and will allow you to download the necessary files. And finally, you're going to need a GFI, or ground fault interrupter. A ground fault interrupter can help keep your computer and you safe in the event of a power surge. Last thing you want is your system being destroyed by a power surge. Now we're going to get started. Let's begin. Open up the VMware Workstation Player. Once open, at the top, you will see a few options, one of which is Create a new virtual machine. Select this one. Select Install Disk Image. The version that you're going to select for Kali Linux is Domain 8. Make sure that it is Domain 8, 64-bit or 32-bit relative to the operating system of Kali that you selected to download earlier. Go ahead and set your disk specs. I'm going to leave this one at 40. This is the basic information of the VM. We haven't actually installed anything yet or made any settings. These are the basic parameters that you have established for VMware Workstation Player to operate this machine of. I'm going to go with the NAT connection. The bridge connection is going to be more secure but will require a configuration of the NIC. Select Finished. Now select the VM that you just created. Go ahead and change it to Test. There we go. That way it's distinguishable from other VM. Go ahead and select Run. And as you see, Kali pops up immediately. There are a few options on installing, the easiest of which would be to just select Install, which is a hard install of the ISO files. It will take a few minutes for Kali to run. First select your language. For me it will be English. Now select your location, United States for me, and your area, or keyboard preferences. There will be several loading screens during the installation of Kali. These can range from a few seconds to a few minutes. Go ahead and give your host a name. Kali.com. You do not have to name minutes. Go ahead and give your host a name. Kali.com. You do not have to name your host or your domain name after me. In fact, I highly recommend not naming it like I am now. Test.com. Select Continue. This is where you set up your root password. This will be the password you use when you log in. Traditionally, a root user's password is TOOR. That's what we're going to set it as here. Configure the clock based on your region. Go ahead and select the partitions. We're going to do all file on single partition and finish partitioning. Select yes. Kali is now going to begin to install. This particular loading screen can last several minutes, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes depending on your computer's capabilities. We're going to fast forward through this. Nothing has changed, no options popped up during this loading screen. However, I'm not going to have you sit here and look at nothing. Kali has now finished the initial installation. This is turning the ISO file into a usable operating system program 86 or 84. Yes, install the bootloader onto the hard disk. Select yes and press enter. Kali is now finished installing. We're going to go ahead and run our Kali. Once you see this gray screen where it says username, put the username in ROOT, root, which is the base username or user for a Kali system prior to any users being established. The password is the one which we set previously, which is TOOR. After login, Kali should come up with varying degrees of speed. Once Kali has run, go ahead and go through all the programs offered through Kali. There are several applications and tools which are essential for penetration testing. Do not use any of these tools for malicious purposes. A good practice to make sure that your VM is working properly is to run the browser and make sure you can connect to the internet.